When it comes to computerized Elliott Wave Analysis, we have been the pioneers in this field since 1987, when we first released Advanced Get. Over the years, some of the major complaints against Elliott Wave Analysis are the wave counts change as new data comes in, which can make it difficult to make real-time trading decisions, and the steep learning curve. With our continued research of over 30 years in this field, we have developed a forward-looking algorithm that can identify potential Elliott wave pivots that do not change when new data comes in. Let me walk you through a quick demonstration. If you were to look at this chart after the fact, you would easily identify certain areas where you would be buying or selling. You would most likely want to be short here, and short again here after a small counter-trend rally. Further, if you use Fibonacci analysis, perhaps you would have recognized this 25 to 38% retracement level and would have selected to enter long here. You might look at this brief pause in the rally and follow up with another long position. Since you cannot trade in hindsight, you would be looking for a technique or a system that can identify certain pivot points in real time, allowing you to make clear trading decisions. Ideally, you would want that system to identify these potential pivot highs for you. Also, you would want to identify these potential pivot lows as well. Now, let us apply our forward-looking Elliott wave turning points to this chart. The software can automatically identify several types of color-coordinated pivots in real time. The algorithm incorporates all of our research in Elliott Wave, Gann, Fibonacci, and price and time projections, all together in one complete study. As you can see, the software identified pivot highs at these levels, along with pivot lows at these levels. You can hover the mouse over your pivot signal to identify the type of pivot and target levels. Or you can click on it to view it graphically. Here is the target level and momentum price trail to obtain maximum Elliott wave turning point target potential. The same here with other pivots. You can also see a pivot high identified here, which did not work out. To help with these situations, we have added a brand new study called Strength Levels. It provides several strength levels within the Elliott wave count. Initially, you would focus at the dark area in the middle. This is the neutral zone. No trend direction is identified in this neutral zone. If the strength level is below the neutral zone, the market trend is down, as it falls through various color levels. If the strength level is above the neutral zone, the market trend is up. When you get the signal to go short, the strength level agrees, showing weakness. But at this pivot high, it is counter to the strength level, and therefore that short signal should be negated. This is a potential long signal with a target, along with a second long signal as well. One thing to note on the neutral zone: when you're coming from a strength area and then enter that neutral zone area, we identify this with a slightly tinted gray color, which allows one to continue to take trades in the direction of the previous strength, enabling you to take these two long positions. Next, we will look at the Elliott wave turning point system on a day-to-day basis. Using the built-in training mode, the chart date is set back to March 28th. We have a potential pivot low identified here with entry and target zones. The dashed line is a price stop level, which will negate the pivot signal. Going forward in time, another pivot low is identified, keeping the first signal in play. As the prices rally into the target zone, an automatic Elliott wave turning point momentum price trail is triggered to maximize the target projection. Once the trade is over, we see another pivot signal with confirmation from the strength level. The same pattern repeats itself with the Elliott Wave turning point momentum trail triggering to maximize the target projection. Moving forward in time, we see additional Elliott Wave turning point pivot signals. Once the prices entered the target zone, the Elliott Wave turning point momentum price trail was automatically activated to maximize profits. One of the additional tools we developed is an option replay. For example, if you want to enter a long call here on November 3rd, you can move the option replay slider to that bar. It will automatically initiate a trade with the front month option at the money strike. It will calculate and display the profit and loss generated with the trade. You can hover the mouse to see the selected position, or you can right-click and change the month, strike. You can also select any of the 33 option spreads we support, or build your own. The option replay tool allows you to backtest option strategies for the last 5 years. Let's look at some more Elliott Wave turning point examples. Here is a Boeing daily chart. Multiple pivot lows were identified with confirming strength levels. Here is Federal Express. This is the Japanese yen on a 145-minute chart. While the strength is strong, pivot lows identified in the same direction can generate profitable trades. Here is an example using soybeans. As long as the strength stays up, trades could be taken in that same direction. Our built-in matrix can find in real time the Elliott Wave turning point pivots on various time frames, and for any of the various types of pivots. You can also select for the current bar or previous bars. Here, the scan returns a result for AGU with an up pivot. Going to the chart, here is the pivot signal, the entry and target levels, along with a price stop level that would negate the pivot identification. Notice the target zone is extended in time, which is our best estimate for the maximum price target to be met. If you click this area, both the time required and the target price can be sent to a strategy builder. The strategy builder will take your expected target date and price projection and build several option strategies, providing potential profit and loss if the target is met, along with risk and other values. If your option dynamics is enabled for brokerage trading, you can right-click to directly place a trade. Now, let's look at adding Fibonacci-based time frame cross-referencing. Our research indicates a substantial trading advantage when the pivot signals are cross-referenced for Elliott strengths with higher Fibonacci-based time frames. When these pivot lows are identified on a daily chart, traditionally traders tend to cross-reference to a weekly chart, which is made up of 5 days. But in a Fibonacci sequence, you would be skipping 2 Fibonacci time frames in between. So we have added the capability to create 2 and 3-day charts to give you correct cross-reference capability. The chart on the right is the daily chart where the pivot signal is identified. The correct cross-reference is on the next Fibonacci sequence of the 2-day chart. The chart on the left is the 2-day chart. The 2-day chart on the left is used for only cross-referencing the strength level. As you can see, when the pivot signals were generated on the daily chart, the corresponding levels on the 2-day chart confirmed Elliott's strength from higher time levels. This higher time frame confirmation tends to increase accuracy and also has the tendency to exceed the price target projections generated on the daily chart. In this example, if you generate the pivot identification on a weekly chart, which is actually a 5-day chart, then the cross-reference confirmation should be performed on an 8-day chart to keep the Fibonacci sequence intact. When you get these short signals here, or the long signals here, the higher 8-day Fibonacci time frame confirmed the signal. Our research has indicated that correct Fibonacci cross-referencing can increase the accuracy of pivot identification, provide an additional filter to alter trade size, and identify the potential to exceed price targets, providing additional benefits such as letting a trade continue or perhaps taking profits in half of the position and letting the other half ride. Please visit our website for more information. Thank you for watching.